Howdy, folks! This is Bandit 0073 here, cruising land, riding the rubber, and of course, pulling into that car park with the handbrake. Now today, I'm bringing you one of my most long-awaited videos, at least for me anyway. That being my Kirito overview and gameplay video for Accel World vs. Sword Art Online. I meant to actually have at least one or two of these out much earlier on, but yeah, I kind of got screwed down by a few external factors, which is kind of happening again, which is why I haven't posted the last couple of days that I said I probably would before this. But anyway, as all fans of Sword Art Online will know, this is Kirito. I mean, he basically is the face of the series, so. And of course, as this particular game is set in a later version of Elfheim Online to that of Lost Song, there are some updated things from Lost Song. So, if you want to check out a Lost Song overview, check out Havian. Now, yes, you may have heard that right, or wrong, depending on what you thought you heard. I said Havian. H-A-V-I-A-N. He does fantastic Sword Art Online content, and he was the one who actually first inspired me to start recording Sword Art Online. So check out his content if you want anything on Holofragment, Re-Holofragment for the PS4, and Lost Song. All three versions. PS3, Vita, and PS4. Well, I don't think he does a lot on PS4, though. He does a little later on, but not a lot. Anyway, enough of that rambling aside. Now, as I ran through my quick overview, I think I did a video for the game not too long ago, delving into mentioning that was going to be my character showcase. So yeah, the menus have changed a little bit, but not too much. But anyway. So, as a quick run through my Kirito currently, as excuse me, an Excalibur, a Kagemitsu G4 Photon Sword, which is blue, not purple, blue, contrary to the red that was in Lost Song. Also have a Trinity Lunar Ring, the Resurrection Chain Necklace, and a Sword Charm. Now, of course, you'll notice that I've got the Fairy Dance avatar as my inactive skin, but as for the equipment, I actually have 3% element on this Excalibur, but that's not a problem. My Kagemitsu G4 Photon Sword, as I said, is blue, not purple like the anime. I have 9% Boss Killer, which basically increases the damage I deal to bosses, which is handy for the Infinite Transition Dungeon. My Trinity Luna is basically, it says done there, reduced cooldowns. So basically it says here, one of the 3 Trinity rings dramatically reduces cooldown time for sword skills and incarnate skills. Now, I'll dive into incarnate skills when I do the first character overview for one of the Accel World characters. So the Resurrection Chain, which increases my sword skill connect damage. Increases it slightly, but there are other ones you can increase it more. Sword Charm reduces slight proportion. Yeah. Okay, that would be a spoon cannon if the spoon cannon was working on the PS4 version of Minecraft, which unfortunately it ain't. Reduces proportion of slashing damage taken. And I kind of got the wording wrong there, as you can clearly see. It should be reduces a portion, but anyway. Of course, as you can see, Kirito's stats are 1637 damage, plus 50 earth elemental damage, and 1466 damage. Now, the main weapon damage is that top one with the element, and the sub-weapon, or offhand, if you like, is the bottom one. I have no physical defense, no magical attack or defense, because that's the way I've set him up. But I do have 20 slashing resistance and 36 darkness resistance, because Kirito as a Spriggan does have darkness resistance. Now, perhaps, use the squeaking of the chair there have been a couple things that have changed in here from Lost Song. As such, I got a lot more passive skills. But there's also some of the, and in the magic skills and such, there are things they didn't have before. And like I said, this is a sequel to Lost Song, and also one thing you'll notice, they are level 1200. That's an update increase, actually. I think I'm running version 2 of the game, 2.0 or something of this. You know what, I'll actually show you that right now. Update history. We are on version 2.03 at the moment. It was 2.01 that increased the level cap. Back in here. Anyway. Excuse me. Now, of course, as we know, Kirito can wield, in L5 at least, Kirito can wield one-handed swords, he can dual wield, and he can wield a two-handed sword. As for the rest of his passives, of course, those will just allow him to wield them. But passives, we have increased dark resistance, which basically just reduces his dark damage, or well, dark damage taken from attacks. Increased dark damage, which increases the power of his darkness attacks, such as Void Distortion. Stamina efficiency up, which reduces the stamina cost of all actions, which is handy, but you're generally going to be using stamina if you either double jump, dash, or use your evade maneuver. But if you're like some people like to use heavy attacks too, well, you can do that as well, which also uses stamina. Anyway, critical rate up. Increases critical hit rate. Pretty self-explanatory. Switch boost. Increases the damage multiplier when switching, which I think can be changed into a sword skill connect too. I could be wrong. I have not tried that myself, so I don't know. Anyway, reduced cooldown. Reduces the cooldown of sword skills and special attacks, which can also be incarnate skills as well, I think, from memory. Skill connect boost. Increases the damage multiplier when performing a skill connect, which is basically your main way of dealing damage on bosses, particularly in the Infinite Transition dungeon. Moving right along, just scroll down here a little bit. Here we go, increase ailment resistance. Speeds up recovery from status ailments. Doesn't speed it up that much, unfortunately. Spriggans have a naturally faster recovery rate, but it's not really accentuated in this game. But anyway, if anything, it's nerfed. It's a pain in the butt. Anyway, yield drop rate. Increases the amount of yield dropped by enemies. Self-explanatory. And yield, of course, if you don't know, is the currency of Hellfire Online. Increased physical resistance. Reduces damage taken from enemies' physical attacks. And magic resist is the same thing, just with magical attacks. Reduced cooldown plus. This one further reduces the cooldown of sword skills and special attacks. We have an increased attack. Increases physical attack power of weapons. Now, while it's not expressly shown there on the right hand side of the screen with the weapon damage, it actually does. And of course, increased MP increases your maximum MP, which for Kirito is not necessarily needed because in this game we've actually got, as I think I stated in the character showcases, there's actually cooldowns in this one, so it's not as if it's a big thing MP this time around, except for magic. Which is where races such as the Poo Kernel that will come in very, very handy. Anyway, reduced magic cast time. Reduces spell casting time. This is essentially fast cast. Wow, that was a really way. Fast cast, get it right. Fast cast. That's pretty much what this one is. Increased dark resistance plus, which further reduces damage taken from dark type attacks. Increased magic attack, increases the power of magical attacks. That really works well in conjunction with leveled up spells. I'll tell you now. Increased dark damage plus. Further increases the power of dark attacks. Void Distortion. Dimensional Abyss. I'm trying to think of the first one. That ball, I can't think of what it's called now. Oh man, that sucks. Yeah. Increase HP. Increases maximum HP, pretty self-explanatory really. Boss Blocker. It decreases damage taken from bosses, and yet you can still die pretty easily. Skill Connect Boost Plus. Further increases the damage multiplier when performing a Skill Connect. Now, he actually picks this one up at level 1200, which is why I'm waiting to 1200 to do these videos, because every character will have all their passives unlocked. And of course, we have here increased one-hand sword damage, increased dual blades damaging, and of course, increased two-handed sword damage, which increases damage with one-handed swords, and therefore, to some degree, their sword skills, dual blades, and sword skills, and the two-handed swords and sword skills. And of course, here we actually have three other skills, one of which I have unlocked, which is Dual Blade Master, which is a title granted to those who have fully mastered dual blades. Greatly increases damage. Now, this was a proof of concept. Another reason why I didn't want to do these videos too early, because I had to unlock this as a proof of concept. But now I got this, I can do the others without having to unlock them for any of the other characters, and also the 2 rainbows of Kirito. Because these 2 here will be one-handed sword master and 2-handed sword master, which has the same effect as dual blade master. So yeah. Moving on to his dual blade skills, which Kirito actually has 2 OSSs, which I'll be doing in a whole separate video once I've unlocked all the skills for each weapon on each character. But basically, Crow Combo. A system exploit that combines dual wielding and martial arts techniques. After a charging slice, perform a double kick combo. And of course, like all the skills in this game, power increases by raising skill level. So that, I don't need to explain that too much, and you can tell how often I use it by its level. Oh, I use it every time I get the full combo, of course, but oh, it's actually relatively early in my combo, actually. Skill Explosion is right at the end of my combo, yet it's leveled up a long way. An explosively powerful system exploit performed by triggering sword skills in either hand in quick succession. Excuse me. Now, this is triggering one-handed sword skills in quick succession. Because one of the skills is quite easy. You get Sonic Leap. This is something I should better name when I go into the one-handed skills. Anyway, Crunch, might have heard my knee crackling. Gale Slicer. Rush forward, slashing at the enemy. Pretty self-explanatory. Final Revolution, extend both swords while spinning in place, damaging all enemies within range. Now, this one was called Spinning Totality in Holofragment, well, at least my version of Holofragments. I've got the PS4 version, which is the official English version, so to speak, over here in Australia. And it was called Final Revolution, I believe, in Song. I think that was the same in Hollow Realization, of course, this one here, but it was also known as End Onslaught or something like that in the Vita version of Hollow Fragment, which is the broken English version. Anyway. Double Circular, 2 scything horizontal attacks. Pretty self-explanatory. I'll be showing each of these attacks on their own in another video anyway, but Cygnus Onslaught. A ferocious slash that leaves a cross trail in its wake. And it's explosively powerful in its own right. Specular Cross. An offensive strike from a defensive stance. So basically this one, it's not stated there, but it is actually a counterattack. Which is why it's level so low, because I don't use counterattacks. More of a pain in the butt. I could probably go from that to initiate a combo, would be the best way to use it, but anyway. Starburst Stream. A soul skill that releases a lightning fast 16-hit combo. Now, Black Lotus does have her own variations of this too, but I'll get into her when I get her up to max level. And it goes the Eclipse. One of the most powerful dual-wielding sword skills. After closing the distance, unleash a furious 27-hit combo. Let's say, between these 2 skills, you don't want to get hit. It's kinda smart. On the one hand, yeah, I think we have... We can always use all the skills in succession. Sort of thing. I know he uses horizontal square, slant, meteor fall. I think he might even use rage spike and slant. Yeah. Anyway, when I do the OSS moves video, you can tell me which one he's actually using, because I know for a fact he uses meteor fall and horizontal square. Anyway, rage spike. And I will go into these more depth in another video, but actually what I might do here is I might just skip through them quickly, just to so you quickly see what he's got. And I'll do the same guys. I'll do these expressly in their own video later on. So rage spike, slant, circular arc, meteor fall, horizontal square, which I abuse the level and crud out of when I wield one-handed swords because it's awesome. And it can do a lot of damage. Sharp nail, radiant arc, and boy does this thing do damage, even though I've got it on a low level. Vorpal strike. And that's actually another one that does quite a lot of damage, but gotta get it to hit. One I haven't used yet on Kirito in particular is Nova Ascension. And moving on to the Zweihander, which is actually the correct term for two-handed swords. Zweihander is the name of a sword in its own right, but Zweihander is actually the correct terminology for any sword that is wielded two-handed, which I'll show you a few of them in a second, just to give you an idea. We have Avalanche, Eruption, Cyclone, Round and Round. That's a weird-ass attack name, that one. Heavy Break, Hollow Silhouette, Wild Rush, Furious Destroyer, and Ray Brandish, which, from what I've seen on Javian's videos him using it, it's not one I'd recommend. Too easily sidestepped. I haven't used it in this one though, so I don't know if it's ever... I think I might use it once or twice on one of the other characters, like Straya or something. Anyway, this is where I'm going to go in a little more depth here with Kirito. Now, level 1 and 2 spells will always have a power and consecutive shots increase when the skill level is raised. Level 3 just raises in power. Now again, I'll quickly go through these here, but I will stop where necessary because there could be something different to Lost Song. Now you might have already picked out the one down the bottom there, but I'll get to that in a second. That goes for fire. We have Fireball and Flame Blast, which is level 1 and 2. We have level 1 and 2 for ice, or water, which is Ice Bolt and Freeze Lance. Again, same for Wind, Wing Cutter, and Tornado Cannon. Again, the same for Earth, being Slingstone and Rock Blast. And of course, he cannot use Holy Magic, as he's a darkness-based race. And of course, we have Dark Sphere, which is the one I couldn't remember from earlier. Void Distortion, and as I said, you might have picked this one up already. And I haven't used it a great deal with him due to cooldowns and such. But Dimensional Abyss. That's right, he gets the Abyss from Lost Song. The one skill that I reckon he probably should have had in that game, he's got in this one. Now, of course, as he's a Spriggan, I like to debuff as well, so he has Venom Shot and Thunderbolt. Now, don't worry that I'm not going through these this time. I will be doing an Elemental Magic video in its own right. So I will be going through all them. Now, I will include things like Venom Shot, Thunderbolt, Bind. I'll be going into all of them. I'll be going into a few of the other magics as well. Now, I will do a big magic video discussing all the types of magic. So it'll have support, attack, so it'll be... I'll include things like First Aid, Regenerate Mana, Magia, Quick, Resist Dark, Exhaust, Weakness, Slow, Bind, Hiding, Hollow Body, and it goes Searcher, which I haven't used for a while actually. And goes Special is just the specials that are equipped on your weapon or whatever items you've got. Passages is back where we were. So basically, with Kirito's abilities, he's more so, besides the fact of being a Spriggan Diva, and if you watch the series, he's a damage dealer. That's all he is, pure and simple, is just a damage dealer. Now, if I find a couple of enemies down here, I'll just do a straight melee. And I did keep the same position for him from Lost Song as well. So if I find an enemy here, I'll just hit them, and these will die instantly. And whoa, this is a 110 enemy. 7,392, and that's just that move. If I use a heavy attack, 12,693. But if I hit launch the attack, 144,000 damage there with that sword skill. So yeah, you see he's just purely raw melee damage or element if the weapon has it. But I'll even go dimensional for you to prove that he has it. And it's still cast. I did 1,500 damage, and that's at a low level. Would have been nice if I had completed the incantation, but So yeah, oh yes, and I should have noted too. Before I started, I'm in Wogland, the island of Meadows. If you didn't already know. So yeah, that's pretty much everything, but at least the overview of Kirito. Now, what I'll do is I'm gonna show you the process that I'll be going through quickly in this video for doing each character, because it'll give you a little bit of gameplay of Kirito, and it's easy. I don't know where I wanted to go. I forgot I can always select the damn dungeon from town. So my bad. I'll just go back to town and select to be that dungeon when this loads. And yes, loading screens are a little long at times. Come on, okay. Yeah, back this way. Nibelheim is a heck of a lot darker than it was in Lost Song too, I hasten to add. Now I've only got 3 characters at level 1200 at the moment. I'm going to attempt to do one of these every time I have a recording day, but if I record, they may not necessarily be posted on the same day. Here, now if I just go to say 4, I just go to 421. I'll just go through the first 5 floors so I can get back to town. But basically what I'm doing is loading up my characters is just running through, going from a wall point to the middle floor so I can get back to town. Now you'll notice my attacks don't do quite as much damage here because these enemies are much higher level and I can't stun by lines. And I just picked up a floor that's got a skill connect enigma. So you can clearly see how much damage I'm dealing and how fast. Because there's no dual mode here, I can't exactly show you much on that, I'm afraid. Wait, I haven't done Starburst or Steam this combo? Yeah, a lot of Kirito's attacks you can move around a bit, and I will go for rain when I get to her. Again, she's a damage deal. You notice it doesn't take much to kill an enemy. Strayer will be much the same, but she'll be probably doing more damage. What I'll do is I'll smash these damn enemies, and then I'll hit the boss up, and I'll really show you how he deals damage. Get out of the wall, Kirito! Oh, I got that. Get down these slime. These things are relatively rare. Oh, gas in the the ghosts are on the inside. Look at this. Now I'm not even gonna bother buffing or debuffing. I'm just gonna go right in. Oh, he found me. I better heal up too. That's the one attack on these bosses I really hate is that bloody one that far out. It's one of the few things that can actually break super armor. Damn it! Wasn't meant to go out there. But you get the idea from there, you can deal damage quickly, and if I actually had a debuff that boss, I would have been dealing damage a lot faster. Grab the rare item out of the Enigma chest. Why? Because I can, and I'll probably sell it for money. Because, yeah, I don't exactly need too many of those things. My other one up. Oh, we got this one. No, Kirito. Get out of that. Oh man, I hate that. theory, I could actually kill this enemy in one hit with it, like one long combo. I say in theory because it doesn't always happen, but it might. That's how much my Eclipse deals. I think we could be onto a winner here. Let's see, now I'm just using one with Earth Element damage and one with raw damage for my weapons. Plus I debuffed him, and that shows you just how much raw damage Kirito can deal in quick succession. You'd think Straya's going to be much as similar if she's wielding two hand of weapons. And up. Ooh, yo. And the items I fly past. Get out of the walls. Oh no. Oh my word, I'm definitely debuffing this one. I'll say that for these things, folks, dispatch them as fast as you can. They will deal massive damage very quickly. And you might actually, there could be a little reverb too. Because where I got my laptop that I'm recording on, it's probably about 5 meters away from the actual TV. So there is the possibility you could get a little reverb so you hear it twice instead of just the once. And I didn't grab the ending, which is like a dipstick. Oh well. What is with these bosses and attack up? That failed, I went way too far. Yeah, I suppose the gameplay's gonna be a little bit harder to show because there's no real dual moment I can show you to some degree what the character can do. Yeah. Okay, apparently I did enough damage to get him with the last move. Didn't think I did. Doesn't matter, we're on to the last floor before I head out of this dungeon. Ah, crud. Again. This time he's got speed up. This one has a very bad habit of backstepping. Oh yes, and Sigma's Onslaught can actually stop your opponent attacking if you hit him at the right time. So let's try and dispatch this thing before he deals too much damage. There we go, my skill explosion reached a new level of power. Damn it! That's what probably these things, once I start to move, I can phase around the bloody battlefield, which is a real pain in the butt. There we go. Boss down. And I will do a weapons overview video too for each lot of weapons because there's a heck of a lot. Just to get an idea of what you can find. And there we go. As you saw there, folks, big damage quickly. And that's going to be a recurring thing throughout a lot of videos. Big characters that are a little bit more like Arsenal, who are more support based. They'll still be able to deal damage, but not to the same extent as a melee focused character like Kirito or Straya. But we'll cover that when we get to them. Now, these videos, I try and cut them down so they're under 30 minutes, but we'll see how we go. It just depends on what moves the character has, how many, that sort of thing. But basically, yeah, as you've seen in this video, that's the format I'm trying to aim for. I might change it up a little bit to make it a little more streamlined. But with the menus the way they are, that could be a little difficult. We'll see how we go. So yeah, if you liked the video, be sure to hit that like button. And of course, leave a comment down below. And if you really loved it, please be sure to subscribe. And of course, make sure to hit that notification bell to become part of the notification squad, and of course be notified of whenever I upload a video. And until next time, I'll see y'all later. This is Bandit 0073, smoking up those tires, and I'll burn that rubber on out of here. And signing out.